Hello everyone! Welcome to another YouTube video. Thank you all for stopping in. I know I haven't been doing as many videos recently, but I've been kind of deciding where I want to take my content right now. I've been putting up some Let's Plays and stuff that are live, but I haven't been doing as many dedicated YouTube videos. But that's changing! We have a new Monster Train video here, and I wanted to try and do something a little fun, a little different with this. So we're going to be doing challenges on a regular schedule, and what I'll do on this first one, you get the advantage of watching my challenge first. And you can stop the video at the beginning, and that what we'll do is you can just pause and you can do it yourself blind if you'd like. But I will run through this custom challenge of divided clerk scale, and the next week I'll show off the winners who managed to get the highest score. Hopefully it'll be me, but maybe you'll be able to beat me on this. I obviously have not done this yet. I mean, I might even die, who knows? And what I'll do is at the end of this video, I'll show up a new custom challenge for next time, and you can try and fight me on that as well, blind, and then I'll do a video on it, and we'll keep doing that again and again and again. If you have some suggestions for custom challenges, you can certainly send them in. I'd love to see them. And yeah, we're going to hop right on in. So the way that we're doing this is we're going to be doing a Magic Hand heavy run. So these are both really cool little mutators that work well together. I got turned on to this particular combo by Chatter Beardbroken, who is a very good card player. And what it does is you add heavy, so you get 5 dead weights to your starting deck, bunch of cards that you can't remove that will slowly clog up your hand because you cannot discard cards at the end of your turn. So it makes you really have to use all of your tools as fast as possible to end fights in some ways, or find other ways to deal with that extra dead weight. The other thing that we have to make things a little bit easier is this hashtag blessed. So because that's a pretty tough set of scenarios, we're going to add a hashtag blessed so we get a random artifact after every battle. And we're just going to be doing Covenant 1. So this is actually not going to be a super hard run, I hope. It's going to be a little bit easier. It's our first one. I know there's a lot of very talented people in our community that can do some incredible card game things, but I wanted to make sure that everybody has a nice starting point. We'll be doing some Covenant 10s and higher later for sure, and do a lot of different challenges, see who actually manages to win and who gets the highest scores. And we're also going to be doing a Awoken Umbra for our clans. One that I find to be fairly easy. Again, we're adding on some pretty tough stipulations here, so I want to leave it open to as many people as possible. And it's also fun to try and get as high of a score as possible, right? This isn't just about winning. This is also running up your score. So getting a ridiculous run doesn't necessarily mean that you win the challenge. And we're going to hop on in and see what we get for our starting cards. If you don't want to know anything else about the run, and you don't want to have any foreknowledge, now's the time to pause and do the run yourself, and see if you can beat my score. You can check it in at the end and see if you've got it. Alright, Thorns, Morsels, and Enhancer. Alright. So those are some pretty interesting cards. We can use Morsels to help with our big Awoken units up at the front. So the big thing is that, obviously, a lot of the Awoken, if you've played this game before, which I hope you have, since we're doing this series, we've done a lot of roguelike deck builders on my stream, kind of speaking to the people that have done that. If you haven't played Monster Train, highly suggest you try it. It's a ton of fun. But we're going to use big Awoken units at the front, and then we're going to use Umbra Morsels in the back, probably to feed them. Pack Morsels can go to that. They can also work for big Umbra units, too. The Steel Enhancers can help out those frontline units as well. Advanced Prototypes. So our Train Stewards are bigger, but we don't really want that, actually. I'm going to try and get rid of the Train Stewards. When we're doing Umbra, we have limited space to put Morsels down. We already got... If we didn't have the packed Morsels, I might have considered doing that, because then we don't have to use Morsels. But these are really good. We've already got 2 of them. We've got the Shade Splitters. Like, we're going to run out of space real fast. We want to take those Stewards out. We don't have too many units. So we'll have Dazed Things. Also, we're going to get the Spikes. Help us out on the early fights here for sure. And I'm going to try and take every trial that I can, because we want to run up that score. This one's going to mean that they all come in with spikes. Not as big of a deal when we don't even attack them most of the time. We'll let them run into our spikes instead. And might as well add regen so it loses a little bit less life. Oof, unfortunately we lose the collector. That's gonna manage to slip past. So we can actually give that some attack, which is interesting. Oh, right, that attacks, so it's actually going to run itself into the spikes. It'll hit for some extra damage, but I could have done that better. Let's let the top floor hit some things. There's something we needed earlier. Extra health and energy for our top floor, but nothing super helpful, unfortunately. We're not going to be able to do extra to that. I can steal Enhancer here so that it lives. And then we get a little bit of extra damage on that. We want to get enough damage that it doesn't hit twice, because it looks like it's definitely going to get to hit once. The inability to hit the back line is real bad. Makes these early fights pretty obnoxious. I overfilled my hand. Just doing a couple of goofy things. We should just be able to kill it this way, right? Cool. Thankfully, that daze came in pretty good. Giving us those extra hits really made a difference. Mask of Penumbra. So when we summon a morsel, we get to draw a card. I will definitely want that. Sometimes it's going to be good to skip things and just take the extra gold to run up our score, but Mask of Penumbra is very good. Also, Wildwood Sap is excellent for Awoken. I don't think I need another pack morsels. That's a lot of pack morsels. I think we're going to skip that one. We might not have space to play all of it. And I want more Awoken units. Specifically, if we can find Thorned Hollow, that's what I was looking for. Once we get Wildwood Sap, rejuvenating every turn, getting those extra spikes is real big. And we can make a Lorge boy. A very Lorge Thorned Hollow is cool. One of the problems with a card like Thorned Hollow is that it does take some time to actually start ramping up the start of a fight. The disadvantage here is that we cannot really put morsels behind it. Obviously, we definitely can't put things like Train Steward. I think I'm alright with that, though. And again, I'd like to start it out on a couple spikes. It's just a good thing to let that be relevant early on in a fight, because later on it should eat bosses alive. Spikes tend to do that, but the beginning portions of a fight we might not be able to kill all of the units, and we'll let some squeak through. It won't be run ending, but it might hurt our score total here. Pacing up past them, huh? Good news. Get Wildwood Sap. So it'll jump to the top floor, but then the spikes will go with Should be able to. Yeah. Good. Here, days can actually be a downside for us because of all the thorns. I might have wanted to think about that a bit more. It's certainly coming to haunt us here. Giving that lifesteal is incredible. Unfortunately, all of the things will die, so it's not going to gain any life this turn, but even just letting it have lifesteal should be a big thing. One there. Plus 5. Gotta make sure that has enough spikes. And we do want to play these stings also, so we draw the extra cards. Hand's filling up with these dead weights real fast. And if possible, try and buff the bottom floor as much as possible. The lower that we kill this, the more points we'll get. And 46, huh? Close. Not bad. Not good enough yet. Hmm. 167. So close, but not quite. A good try. I imagine we get it on the second floor here. Perfect. Pyrestone housing, giving it an extra upgrade slot. I like that. We're trying to rely on a couple of big units. Having lots of ways to upgrade them seems nice. Like I said though, we might want to skip on those to get extra gold sometimes. And here we'll skip. Prismal Dust can be neat. I don't think we need it that badly. I really think I should have skipped that Concussive Coals. The more that I think about it. Yeah, and I don't want any of these. Shadow Eater's not what we're going for, really. I really feel like we're going for the rejuvenation stuff instead. With those double Wildwood Saps already. Those are so strong. So we'll skip that. And I'd like to see Awoken again. Plus, we get to duplicate another Wildwood Sap. That might sound crazy, but like, I will play 12 Wildwood Saps if I can. The Sweep Slay is pretty solid. We'll try a Shattered Shell. Generally, we want just to do the regeneration stuff, but having a sweep unit can be good. And also, again, skipping cards is good. It gives us extra coin. Alright. Get to hand over some magic or a unit. And get an upgraded version later. Just want to look at them again. Sending off the Thorn Hollow means we'll have a tough time in the next couple fights. So instead, I'll give them a Wildwood Sap. I haven't gotten this particular event a whole lot, so I know that one of them is that it'll give us extra Pyre health if we keep it in our hand, but I don't know that I care about that. I don't know what the other ones actually can be. I might just send the Shattered Shell. I think that's the most useful thing I can do. Having that get a bunch of upgrades would be nice. I don't think any of our magic spells right now really need upgrades on them. Like, the advantage would almost be getting rid of, like, a Shadow's, Shade Splitter or whatever. Yeah, the Shade Splitters. Getting rid of some of those right now would be nice, but I don't want them back, is the thing. I don't care if it's upgraded, I just don't want it. Thorn Hollow at the top, because that does take some time to really ramp up. Ow. Thankfully, not having that die. Let's see what we get for Shades. That'll also let us draw a card. Ooh, yeah, I think I want to regen on that. Rather than just Steel Enhance our front unit. And now the bomb's gonna explode. Problem. If I have something in front and it double barrels. So technically, if we put a unit in front, it will live at 1. Got more regen. Let's Steel Enhance that. We're really running up against this dead weight limit. We can't take a lot of expensive cards because of it. And then packed morsels are a big problem that way too. Ooh, that gets to jump up the floor. I can put stuff on this floor just to get rid of it. It'll die. Oh no, it's dazed. Huh. Still not super worthwhile. Has enough regen. I think we want to restore here. Give some space in our hand. Get some extra health. Ooh, more dead weights. We'll throw the Magma Morsel down just to die. Get it out of our hand. Doesn't seem like the worst idea. We don't need it clogging things up. As unfortunately making it through. And that double barrel coming in again. Still put a Shade in front and tank it again, though. Whew. Sentient just barely hanging on. I should have played that to get rid of it. Then I'd have had another Sting to play. I miscounted how many cards I had. Thought I had space for one more. Sadly, nothing I can do to keep that alive. So it looks like it's time to make a very nice Thorn Hollow. draw the extra card. I didn't put it up here because I thought I might use a different Shade Splitter. Give the possibility of a better one. We'll just do that, though. And I imagine that Thorned Hollow kills it. All that regen is incredible. Once you get over 10 regeneration, it's real tough for bosses to do much to you. Alright, Pyre gives us a little bit of... Like, the Pyre wall here will actually give us a little bit of leeway. Because we've been taking some damage every one of these. And losing points off of it. So that can help us if we manage to let things slip through. It's not as bad. Umbra Stone. Trample can be really cool, but we're really more focused on spikes. So, the Spreading Spores looks like the way to go. And an Awoken Hollow, which also fits that same style. And the last thing, do we need more space to put more morsels down, or do we want to go ahead and have the extra energy, not get our hand clogged up with things, with all those dead weights? Because at least if we can play all the other cards in our hand, we don't run up against the hand limit as often. I think that might be the way to do things. Drawing cards is definitely not how we want to do it. That'll almost never come up. Our hand's always full, and often with dead weights. An extra artifact, and an Umbra unit. Or we get to remove a bunch of things. Also, Merchant of Steel is real nice when we're able to upgrade our units to 3 stones. I think the best way to run up the score, though, is to take the extra gold, take the trinket. Drawing 2 is not going to matter. Take the extra damage on our Pyre. And I'm going to skip those. So we get a bunch of extra gold, and hopefully that'll help us on our quest for the most score. Need to try and crack 50,000 if we can. Let's get a random artifact. Them having spikes doesn't matter all that much, because our units tend to be just too big to care. Or not even attack. I'm going to put the Awoken Hollow on the bottom. The reason for that is that so often they enter dazed. I really shouldn't have taken concussive tools. But they enter dazed so often that having the spikes unit on the bottom has kind of been biting us. That lifesteal. Oh, it's going to run into the spikes. Ah. Right. Me not being particularly smart there again. Spikes and morsels. Not the best of friends. It's morsel miners that I'm thinking of. That works out okay with. Well, no way I'm going to be able to stop that. Die. Yeah, we'll get the spreading spores down right away. Bottom floor is looking like it's in a lot of trouble, though. Don't know if I can save it. If I do double restore, and then put something in front to tank a hit, deals 4 to itself, and it will live? If possible, do you want it to stick around? Give it Wildwood Sap to try and keep it around even longer. But we do need to kill here. See what morsels we get first. Because that actually technically kills it also. Doesn't get eaten. Well, that's okay. So that's dying. Not enough space. Well, we'll give that the damage shield then. I was hoping to get the damage shield here, but we needed to put the train steward in front. It might be a bad idea to do this. It's gonna be hard to keep it alive, but if I keep it alive, like I said, hopefully I can end the fight a little earlier and get some extra points. That's making it through. Why that pyre armor was good. I fought in Armageddon. So did everybody. Shut up, Tim. That's the plot of the game. So that won't be able to break through, thankfully. Let's draw our extra card. More attack? Yeah, we can put a train steward back. Good to get it out of our hand. Or am I wrong? Did that deal damage? Oh no, it did. It was gonna deal 1. Yeah, or 4, I mean, sorry. Added a lot of extra damage there. A lot more. It's really close, but I don't know if we'll get there. Woo! Alright. And that also means that we don't let the top boy through. Oh, wow. Now we get Refined Void. Okay. We are probably not in any trouble anymore. Sting Spell is getting extra 20 magic power. Yeah, we have some of those. That's good. This Refined Void is insane. Getting Lifesteal 2 is just incredibly powerful on all of our rejuvenation units. Snare, Edge Prior, and Graph. None of those seem particularly interesting. They don't heal, they don't add spikes. So they're not things that we want. Grovel can help early on to keep something alive. It is an expensive card, and we're having trouble playing all the cards out of our hand. Like I said, we don't want to end up with too many. And we're not drawing anything. I think I'll still grovel. That one might still be worthwhile. Aha. And now we can take back our upgraded Shatter Shell. So it gets an extra attack whenever it's hurt. We're gonna let it hold on to that. See if they can make it a little bit better. And then if we can, we'll slap some health on that bad boy and go to town. Now we're looking for cheaper spells. First time a friendly unit is healed, we draw 1. Drawing extra cards is tough for us, like I said, with the stipulation. So I think I'm just going to go for the extra sting. Those Preserved Thorns are looking pretty incredible now. Give a spell a holdover so that we're playing it every turn. Holdover Spreading Spores is wild. I think I'll do that. And then we can make it cheaper with the Ember Stone. And we'll re-roll. Nice. Now we get to remove a Consume. And it's normally insane on Wildwood Sap. Considering that we have 2 of the Sting relics, though, Preserved Thorns might be the way to do that. I guess... Oh, God. The issue, though, is that'll also clog up our deck in hand. A bunch of free cards that are good, but maybe not good enough to have it be the only thing we're playing every turn. So yeah, I'm just going to do the Wildwood Sap, actually. And then we would like to make it back to 1. Also, Surge Stone Away, Restore. They're good cards. I don't mind keeping them. But at the same time, if we can get an early restore to keep something alive, which is generally the problem with some of these units, like our Awoken Hollow only has 15 health. But we can heal it right away, and if it... then we can keep it alive and have it actually matter in a fight. 150 coins. So cool thing here is that we don't actually care that much about the Crystal Cloak. So they've all got stealth, they'll do these extra, they get extra attacks without being able to be targeted, but they still run into spikes, which pretty good for us. I might want to try and get the Thorned Hollow on the bottom floor, so that we're able to kill the boss for sure early on. Especially because it's Crystal Cloak. Not being able to hit it for quite a few turns is always an issue. That also means we could put the Sentient on the bottom. But I think Thorned Hollow can become a much bigger threat, and thus take out the boss easier. So we'll Awoken at the top. And yeah, I guess these are the way to do things. Doing that more lifesteal's nice. Let that attack. And... energy. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, let's give that the lifesteal. The Harvester is obnoxious. We should still do okay. That thing's definitely getting through. The question is for how much. The less, the better. Means I probably shouldn't have put that there. Keep forgetting about its harvest. I just gave it 10 health. But I really needed with the Spreading Spores. Give that some thorns. Do a bit there. We will be taking some damage to our pyre. It gets hit 3 times. Well, actually, no, we won't yet. Not yet. Those are all dead. This coming in dazed is so bad for us. Sure. Lifesteal stacks. That has a lifesteal stack. Let's keep that alive. I lost my self points by putting those there. It'll help for the final boss, but I keep messing up with that harvest. Because now I don't have any armor, and this might get through. We do have the final boss coming in next, though. That might be my saving grace, is that this would make it through, but it might not have time because of the boss. And it should die on the first floor. Be very surprised if it doesn't. I don't really care to heal that. Healing that just continues to add more spikes, so it's at 18 at least. And sure, we'll throw a shade up at the top. Just to get it out of hand even. Whew. Made it, thankfully. Probably shouldn't have gotten that lucky. But I was right about putting the Thorned Hollow on the bottom to take out the boss, specifically with it being Crystal Cloak. So we managed that one. Ooh. Alright. So whenever we play a spell, all the spells in our hand that cost less are reduced to 0. Considering that we get to keep all the cards in our hand, that's pretty incredible. And we have some free spells in all these stings. Huh. So that'll cost less, that'll cost less. Like, that'll make it 0, 0. Could make that, so then it's also 0. Split Anvil can be really strong, is what I'm saying. I think I'm actually just going to take the gold, though. I'm not sure we need that. Also, drawing the extra cards, not super useful. Wildwood Tome. Look, we just hit our hand cap too fast. Sucks to have to say that, because boy, I love drawing cards, but it ain't gonna help us. And now we get a real nice sweeper. So just to show it, we now have revenge to all friendly units in the room. It sucks that that does need to be on a front line, because we already have a bunch of frontline units. But we can maybe throw it behind our sentient or something and still get some use out of it. I really wish that we'd been able to give it the Thorned Hollow, because that'd be great there. Vortex to remove cards? Merchant of Steel's nice, so that we can actually keep our Shattered Shell alive. Has very little health. I think this is better, though. No more students. Stacks, though. Oof. If we had a Lightstone housing, so we could have 3 upgrades and spells, it would be insane on either Wildwood Sap or Spreading Spores. Unfortunately, we don't. We could do it on a different Wildwood Sap, which is certainly reasonable. So we're gonna do that. Regen 10 is just unbelievable. We make Grovel cheaper. Would have worked with our split anvil, but yeah, we're okay. And we're gonna keep the gold for now. Adds to our score, and it can also just buy us some really powerful trinkets and things later. We don't need to re-roll magic right now. We don't really care too much about extras on those. Alright, it's gonna add Scourge cards to our deck, which is a real scary thing when we don't discard, so we have to make sure that we get rid of these right away every single turn. And that has issues. We could run into a lot of energy problems on this one. Sweep is good. Yeah. Alright, we'll do a Wildwood Sap for now. Our hand's filling up with all these weights, though. Almost wish that we didn't draw a card. Almost. Sure. And let's Steel Enhance that to get some extra sweep. Want to deal damage to that Clipped Guardian. I need extra damage on that thing real bad. Gotta get rid of this Alabaster Guardian so we can make sure that we're killing off the back line here. I think we're gonna take some hits on our Pyre. Yeah, definitely. First, we need to make sure that we've got space. Then we want the thorns. Okay. It means no damage to our Pyre, but we have no more shield. Did just barely manage to stop taking any damage, though, which is nice. Kind of want to just put a train steward in the front here, get it out of our hand. Keep on filling our hand up too much. Sucks that we're gonna have a morsel, but it's okay. Seems to have enough health. We do want to make sure that we're killing Fel early. So let's stack a little more on the bottom. Final wave. That should up a lot. I don't think it's going to be enough. Draw. Other spores. It's a lot, but it ain't nearly enough. Alright. Try and take her out on floor 2. Maybe, hopefully. It's gonna be tough. This one doesn't have the regen stacks, so pretty unlikely to make it there. The top floor will definitely get it, it's just it would be nice to kill Fel earlier, but that's not gonna happen. Sadly. Oh wow. I thought Fel for sure would already be dead. It is for sure dead now, though. Almost let Fel into the pyre room, but no damage, so not bad for a score. Definitely could have been better. Morsel units with damage shield 1 can be really good. Lets us play them into spikes and still get eaten. Okay, actually, that might be worth the 25 gold. Unleash the Wildwood to fully heal is also cool. Adaptive Mutation's interesting, but it does leave our units at pretty low life totals sometimes. Really, really high attack values, though. Also, man, Shard Channeler. Might just be Shard Channeler. Doubling the number of spikes on a thing. When we have all that regen, it's pretty good. And the space might be the way to go, too. We've been doing okay on energy. A little extra room to put morsels behind things is good. We've been tight on that, for sure. Hellvent to copy things. We have a lot of real good copies. All these Wildwood saps. Those regen stacks are great. But so many trinket possibilities here. I'm gonna check this out. Sure. Cheaper merchants is nice. And commemorative spike is really helpful. It helps ramp our units real fast. I don't really care about the enemies having less health or less attack either. I'm not sure if this is worth re-rolling yet. And we're close to the end, but we're not there. Yeah, let's go ahead. Extra spikes is very strong. And we'll save the rest of our gold. We can absolutely offer some help. We're not gonna die. give ourselves a chance to get a good artifact. That one I don't really care about. I'm just going to take the gold. $15 health for 25 gold. Not exactly what I wanted to do, but definitely could have been worse. Let's take 41 spikes. We'll have some extremely armored foes. And this could be a real problem, because these are very tanky. And our one problem is that we do a good job against bosses because our units are really tanky. And all of that extra thorns is useful, but those spikes will deal with bosses. But when they can just move past your units, it doesn't really matter that they have a ton of health. This could be a big issue. Kill everything. That will make spikes matter more on the top floor. 41. Oof. I mean, only let it hit twice. It's taking 55. So we'd have to deal, oh boy, like 83 damage. We need another 42. Don't think we're getting there, so we're going to be taking some damage. There. Try and get as much damage on that floor as we can. All right. This is a tough fight for us. Oh, I thought I had space. Made a bit of a mistake there. Let's draw our extra card. Wish I could get rid of the train steward, but nothing we can really do about it. Card that we need to remove from our deck more than anything. $65, which ain't enough. If we restore it, it'll live. Lifesteal saves it. Here. This is each dealing 10. That's 30, 40. Gets the tank a bit for us. Really need some heals on that. Like a bunch of regen on that doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't get the advantage from it that other units do. So I think we'll just want to try and do some tanking. Like, put a couple of morsels in front of it instead. Gotta be aware of that harvest. Nasty fight. Might actually kill it here, though. That's the thing that'll matter. All that extra revenge damage actually made it worse. I thought it might have helped to give it the spikes, but it actually made this thing more powerful because it does have revenge. Whenever it gets damage, it deals more. So for once, the spikes came back to bite us. Shouldn't have done that. Oh, 31. Not going to be able to do anything to help those. We'll just concentrate on the top. And that alone is enough. Yeah, perfect. Easy. Whew. That was a lot harder fight than I wanted it to be. It's hard for us to deal with big tanks like that when we're doing the spike build. We have quite a few consume cards. I actually like that. None of these matter. They don't help with the regen. They don't help us deal damage. Crucible extension could be okay, but not super excited about it. Let's just keep collecting gold. And now, we have the Pyrestone housing, so we can add extra stones to all of our units here. I think we'll want to go this direction. Let's first scout ahead, see what we get. Oh, Lightstone casing. Oh, that's brutal, because then we definitely want to be on the other side. If we can add extra abilities to anything, we definitely want it to be spells. Making Wildwood Sap even cheaper, like with 3 things on it. Spreading Spores. Oh boy. Unfortunately, nothing we can do about it now. Could take extra space. Those aren't super interesting. We're gonna leave that for now and look at what this is. A large stone. Alright. Large Awoken Hollow is good. We did go for extra space. We've been having trouble keeping it alive in the early battle. Now it's not going to be an issue. We can also make Shattered Shell a little bit bigger. A little less likely to die early. Give it a strength. Don't really care about Eternal Stone on anything. But some extra damage is good. And I don't think we'll need the shield stone. I'm gonna leave that. I want to see what we can spend on trinkets instead. And all the leftover gold is extra points anyways. It's gonna be a fairly low score. I was expecting a much higher one from the start of this. But those dead weights do cause a lot of problems. When we have a really slow style of build, having this dead weight magic hand stipulation is tough. Which means that I probably should have gone for just like some sting spells or something. Tried something different than what we did. Because I knew that this would be a slow burn style of deck. I don't think I care enough about any of these. Lenses gives us a lot of health. I don't think that actually matters all that much. Well, a couple of points damage here and there matter. Probably not a lot, no. Alright, this looks like we just skipped that. Unfortunate trinket shop there at the end for us. Duplicating a Wildwood Sap's kind of cool, or duplicating these Spreading Spores. I'm going to take extra Spreading Spores. If our whole deck becomes Spreading Spores, we're pretty okay with that. Removing the buff and debuffs is going to be interesting, because obviously we're going pretty heavy on regen and spikes, but we do get a lot of stacks. We should still be able to overwhelm it. Despite that. I don't love having this on the first floor with those concussive tools, but I don't really want to put it on floor 2 and let the Morsel Miner die. I don't like that. Okay. $75? $81. I mean, that's definitely more than enough to let it hit once and then die to our pyre. I'm not going to be able to deal enough to kill it otherwise, so I think we just leave that. Let's make sure that this one doesn't make it up. Might be the better way to do things. Alright, Consume card. Could have dealt 30 damage that way. That being said, I'm not super worried about a lot of things getting past us now. We're starting to deal a lot of damage. Should have played that spreading. That's okay. Lifesteal. Get that and get that. Losing the Shard Channeler sucks, but we should still have more than enough spikes to handle it. 17 stacks already. Oof, only 2 energy because of the Ember Drain. Deal more damage to the back. I think it actually means that it's more worthwhile up here. It's gonna be an extra 3 spikes. Here it's also 3. Because the regen's not gonna help anymore. It only triggers once turn. Yeah, so I guess I'll do this. Only 58. Yeah, I'm sadly not able to do enough. That's gonna have to get through. So maybe just a little bit of a too slow of a burn of a deck here. It's not a worry about losing kind of situation. Right, that's what I should have done. Because then I wasn't dealing the 35. Keep forgetting about the consume. Ooh. Some damage on that. Spreading Spores will kill it. Another Gilded Wings making it through, though. Lifesteal. Alright. Gotta admit, it'd be pretty embarrassing to lose this. I feel like we had a setup for a very powerful run. And I just underestimated how long it would take to get going. So I think there's gonna be a lot of people that could beat my score on this one. We'll see, though. Other people might run into the same traps. I'm gonna try and catch this on floor 2 is the thing. 86 damage. Pretty good. With the damage shield. Also pretty good. Finally the thorns. Amazing. A little late. That helps. I don't really want to play that Train Steward. It's just gonna clog things up that I don't want to clog up. Little lifesteal. That's 57. The most we can do is deal an extra 9 here. No matter how we do it. So that's definitely going to get another hit in. I feel like stacking regen is almost certainly the thing we should be doing, though. Because we might lose the Seraph here. Certainly possible. And the regen will make it a lot easier for that thing to survive. Yeah, currently. This could be the end. I might have just wanted to stack a lot more of the Wildwood sats on this. Yeah, I needed to get a lot more Wildwood on that. Having it like 30, 40. I should have just stacked it all in one thing. I did not expect to lose that. I haven't lost a lot of Covenant 1s recently. But hey, that's what happens sometimes when you're just going for score. Tougher stipulation than I thought. I underestimated it. Close one, though. I'll see if anybody else runs into the same issue that I did. That deadweight was a harder stipulation than I thought. But this is a good start. So we'll send that challenge up. And thank you all for watching this video. I do really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun to be playing a lot of these kinds of games. Monster Train and Slay the Spire. All our regular card games that we're into, like Eternal as well. But we'll be doing this as a regular thing. Get some real good challenges up there for everybody. And we'll see who can take down our challenge and get the high score out of our community. I feel that'll be a fun little challenge for everybody. Alright, so I'll put up another challenge right after this. And I'll see you next time. Alright everyone, for our next challenge for next week, our next video is going to be about Elected Sleeps Madrid. So what we're going to be doing is a Hellhorn Melting Remnant run with Acid Rain, so it deals 2 damage to all units after combat. So you're not going to be able to keep small things like Imps around for long, or most of the Melting Remnant stuff, so Burnout's not going to be as big of an issue as the Acid Rain is. We're also going to have small hands, so you're not going to be able to have many cards in hand. But there's going to be a huge advantage in that our friendly units enter with Endless. So you can use the small Melting Remnant units that'll die over and over again, or Imps, with the Acid Rain and Endless, and we'll see what kind of shenanigans we can get up to. So I'm going to send that one in as our next challenge. If you want to join in on it before I do next video, then you can see that, and you don't get the added bonus of seeing where my own score is. And you can do it in the meantime. I will do my next video and see if I can beat everybody else's scores and where everybody ends up at. So I'll see you next week with another one of these videos.